Hello. Counting is one of the most basic functions in both Excel and business. In this video, I want to talk about Excel's counting functions. Today, people involved in managing a company's finances typically sit in a place we call headquarters. In olden times, however, people involved in finance were located in the counting room, or for a big business, the counting house. There are still some counting houses around. One of Boston's most famous historical figures is John Hancock. He has the largest and most distinct signature on the Declaration of Independence. Hancock's counting house still stands in Boston on Long Wharf, looking out at the ships of Boston Harbor, just like in colonial days. Excel has 5 counting functions shown on the screen. All 5 take a range of data. The most commonly used function is count. It counts all the cells with numbers in a range. The next two are count A and count blank. Count A counts all the cells that are not empty. Count blank is the opposite and totals up all the empty cells in a range. The last two start with count if. Typing just count if counts all the cells that match one logical test. Adding an S so the function's count ifs totals up all the cells that match multiple criteria. To show you how these functions work, let's first open up the file List of Boston Prospects. Now that the file is open, let's count up all the cells with data. For the range, let's use everything on the list from the top left corner, which is cell A1, to the bottom right corner, which is cell G391. The formula to do this count is count A. It stands for count anything. The exact function is shown on the screen. You should get the number 2,737 if you did it right. This function means we have almost 3,000 pieces of data in our list of prospects. Whoa, that's a lot. Now let's count all the cells in the same range with nothing in them. To do this, we use count blank function. The exact formula is again shown on the screen. If you did it right, you should get a 0. This means there are no missing types, names, or locations in our prospect list. Let's have some fun, but don't get too carried away. Click on any cell where there is a prospect list piece of data and delete it. You should see the blank counter jump from 0 to 1, and the cell above it should drop by 1. Delete a few other cells of data to see how easy it is to detect missing information. That was fun. Now let's restore all the data by undoing what we did. Control or Command Z is one way. Another way is picking the Undo button, which is located above the ribbon. Is everything back to the way it was? Now let's learn how to use count if. There are 6 different types of prospects in our list. How many businesses are in each type? Count if is a simple way to calculate the answer. To do this, type the names of the 6 types in one column on separate lines. How you capitalize the words does not matter, but spelling does. Now we want to count the number of businesses in each category. COUNTIF takes 2 pieces of information or parameters. First, the range to search, and second, what to match. For our spreadsheet, type the COUNTIF statement shown on the screen. This function says look at the data just in the first column, which is column A, and check to see if it matches the string coffee shop. If it does, increment the counter. If it doesn't, leave the counter alone. Note there are dollar signs between A and 2 and A and 391, and these dollar signs tell Excel to lock down the range we're examining. When the COUNTIF is copied, this range will not change. However, there's no dollar sign in the second parameter. This lets the COUNTIF check a different string when the formula is copied. Let's copy the COUNTIF statement down 5 more cells. This will create a simple table showing the number of coffee shops, grocers, and other outlets found in the spreadsheet. It will do this because the second parameter's references, which track what to match, changes as we copy the cell. I got this table. See if you can recreate it on your computer. In this video, we went over counting functions in Excel. Just learning to use these functions will not make you as famous as John Hancock, unfortunately. However, Learning them gives your Excel work the signature of somebody who knows what they're doing and will flourish in the business world. That's all for now. My name's Zargosky, and thanks for watching.